In most Eastern European countries, populations are shrinking, or are expected to start shrinking soon, as fertility rates have dropped below replacement level and people leave to find work abroad. Many people are concerned about how this affects the economy, social systems, infrastructure, and even national security. Some suggest family planning is part of the problem. After all, family planning leads to lower fertility, right? Well, not really. It is true that in less developed regions with very high fertility rates, parents with access to family planning choose to have fewer children. But in more developed regions, such as Eastern Europe, access to family planning does not have this effect. In Georgia, for example, people have been using more and more modern contraceptives over the past few years, and at the same time, the fertility rate has gone up, not down. So can family planning actually contribute to population growth? It can, and here is why. Investing in family planning means providing three things. First, information. Making sure everyone knows what their options are, in particular young people. This includes education in schools on sexual and reproductive health. Second, services. Making sure that women and young people have access to a gynecologist or other healthcare providers so they can get the contraceptives that are best for them. Third, supplies. Making sure pharmacies have affordable contraceptives on stock everywhere and all the time. Now, if all of this is in place, the number of unintended pregnancies will go down. This is important, especially for young people. In Eastern Europe, many more teenagers get pregnant compared to Western Europe, where young people learn in school how to protect themselves. If fewer women get pregnant unintentionally, the number of abortions will go down as well. Why? Because abortion is widely used in the region as a method of birth control. In fact, Eastern Europe has some of the highest abortion rates in the world. If the number of abortions goes down, maternal mortality rates will decrease as well. This is because fewer women will die of complications resulting from unsafe abortion, which still causes up to 30% of maternal deaths in some countries in the region. And there is another positive effect when women use contraceptives instead of abortion. Infertility rates will drop. Currently, Eastern Europe is the world leader in secondary infertility. 18% of women who have already had a child and want another one cannot become pregnant again, often as a result of unsafe abortion. Investing in family planning also means that young people will know how to protect themselves from HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. Nowhere else in the world is HIV spreading faster than in Eastern Europe, and it affects many young people. So if fewer women are dying or becoming infertile from abortions or infections, this means there will be more women who can have babies. And the best part is, they can have as many children as they want, when they want. All of this is good for population numbers. But that's not all. Family planning is also good for the economy. It empowers women and men to decide how many children they want and when. This makes it easier for women to work and contribute to the economy. Closing the gender gap in the workforce has tangible economic benefits. Estimates of the boost it provides range from 5% to over 30% of GDP. Family planning also helps parents invest in the health and education of their children, which increases their kids' future employment opportunities. And because fewer young people are unemployed, not as many will leave the country to look for work elsewhere. With a stronger economy, more parents will be able to afford having as many children as they want. This has huge potential to impact population numbers. In Ukraine, for example, parents have just over one child on average, although they say that ideally they would like to have two. So access to family planning is not only a right that people are entitled to, it also helps address population challenges. Unfortunately, usage rates for modern contraceptives are alarmingly low in many countries in Eastern Europe. In the Balkans and the South Caucasus, rates are often lower than in the world's least developed countries. And schools rarely provide adequate information to young people. This must change. Invest in family planning.